Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Monica Bermudez. I am your podcast host, and I wanted to just briefly talk to you as a precursor before we jump into this episode, which is a very special one. So, welcome back to another episode here on Ascended Earth. Today's episode is unlike any I've released before, and I wanted to personally introduce it because I think a little context will help receive this experience with an open heart. So, normally on my podcast, I interview guests, share teachings, and explain celestial events or guide you through certain meditations or energetic practices or declarations. But today's episode is different. We're going to try something different in this one. This episode is primarily a live trance channel. So my guest, OrAhava Songstad, is a trance channeler, an animal communicator, as well as an oracle card cosmic guidance reader. Every channeler has their own unique process, and I think it's important to honor that. There isn't one correct way to channel. Others, like OrAhava, gradually move into a trance state where they allow a higher consciousness to communicate through them as a medium because she's also a medium. And before entering, the trance, she always begins with oracle and tarot cards. Those cards aren't simply predictions. They are a way of reading the energetic climate and understanding what spirit wants to emphasize before the deeper transmission begins. As I watched her move through that process, it reminded me that receiving guidance isn't always immediate. Sometimes it's a gradual opening, and I believe that's true for many of us. Sometimes our own intuition doesn't arrive as a lightning bolt, but sometimes it unfolds one layer at a time. What really caught my attention during this recording was how consistently the themes kept repeating itself. Divine feminine, balance, presence, community, joy, authenticity, and courage, just to summarize some of it. And those same themes are exactly what I have been sensing over the past several months that have been increasing even more so, especially for this Lionsgate. If you've listened to my recent podcast episodes, and by the way, I do have a Lionsgate special episode, which is episode 67 that just released as well, um, that talks about more about what the Lionsgate is, as well as a meditation towards the end. So I do highly recommend you listen to it if you haven't already. So if you have been like really listening to most of my podcast episodes, you've probably heard me speak about the increasing cosmic activity, the solar energies, the heightened sensitivity many empaths and highly sensitive people have been experiencing, and the feeling that something profound is shifting, not just within us individually, but collectively. Lionsgate has been one of those in my heart for quite some time, but is also in the hearts of many people as well who are also wondering the same thing. And it's not because of hype, it's not because of social media says it's important, but because I've genuinely felt something different this year for 2026. Many of you have written to me saying you've been feeling the restlessness, and I've seen some of the comments, in my posts, the videos that I've been posting on the Schumann resonance, that many of you are also feeling the intensity of this frequency, and you're questioning a lot of the old identities, the old careers, the old relationships, and old ways of showing up in the world. It's almost as though your soul is gently whispering. The version of you has completed its purpose. That doesn't necessarily mean your entire life needs to change overnight, but it does invite you to ask, though, what is no longer aligned with me, what no longer resonates, what part of me is asking to evolve. As I sat with OrAhava during this recording, I could feel this growing sense that we are standing at a threshold, and it's not one of fear or one that is meant to be feared in any way, but it's more of this sense of remembrance. And lately I have been feeling a lot more download of information, a lot more remembrance of like tapping more into the Akashic records of remembrance, which can be called, download of information, but they're also like a part of you that is remembering as well. Your higher self, your higher consciousness. Throughout the trance transmission, Sheila of the Lemurians repeatedly brought us back to the heart, back to joy, back to presence, back to community. And I found that incredibly refreshing because so much of the spiritual conversation today revolves around preparing for catastrophe or constantly trying to decode what's happening next. But instead, this message continually invited us back into the now, back into our hearts, back into relationships, back into caring for ourselves, and back into caring for one another or having that compassion for one another, back into caring for the earth. As someone who has spent years studying both science and spirituality, I always appreciate messages that encourage us to become more conscious human beings. Whether you interpret this transmission literally, symbolically, energetically, or simply as a beautiful meditation, I encourage you to receive it through your own discernment. I say this often because I believe discernment is one of the greatest spiritual gifts we can cultivate. You never need to accept everything simply because someone channels it, including me in any way, any messages that I share. Always use discernment wherever you are. And this is something that I do as well when I am, you know, reviewing certain materials or listening to others' channel as well. So instead, notice what resonates in your heart. Notice what creates expansion. Notice what inspires greater love. Notice what brings you more deeply into your authentic self. If something doesn't resonate, simply let it pass or let it go. There is wisdom in honoring your own inner guidance. For me personally, one of the strongest impressions I received during this recording was the image of the lioness. Before Sheila even spoke about divine feminine rising, I could already feel that frequency. And it was quite a strength of fierceness, of energy. It's a grounded confidence, a deep inner knowing, the kind of leadership that doesn't need permission, the kind that leads from compassion rather than force. And I believe that's something many of us are being invited into right now. Not becoming someone different, but allowing more of this authentic self to emerge from us. Another message that stayed with me was the reminder that transformation doesn't always happen through striving. Sometimes it happens through slowing down, through stillness, through laughter, through spending time in nature, through meaningful conversations, through allowing ourselves to receive, especially for those of us who identify as highly sensitive, empaths, or starseeds. The reminder feels especially important. Many of us have spent years believing we always have to be doing or fixing, healing, learning, preparing, but perhaps this season is asking something different. Perhaps it's inviting us to just simply be, to trust, to listen, and to remember. And as you listen to today's episode, I invite you to approach it almost like a meditation. You don't have to analyze every word. You don't have to agree with every statement. Just notice what your heart responds to. Notice what brings peace. Notice what awakens curiosity. Notice what inspires you to become a more loving version of yourself. At the end of the day, I believe that that's what authentic spiritual work should do. And that's what I sense in my heart to be. It should bring us into greater compassion, a greater presence, a greater love for ourselves and for each other, and for the beautiful planet that we call home. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for walking this journey with me. And thank you for allowing yourself to stay open to possibilities while remaining deeply rooted in your own inner wisdom. Now, take a deep breath, open your heart, and enjoy this very special trance channel with OrAhava and Sheila of the Lemurians. And I would love to hear your comments, your insights, and what you feel from this episode. Beloved heart, before we begin, I have a special gift for you. If you've been feeling the intensity of Earth's rising plasma light codes and want to stay centered in your body and heart and energy field, I've created a free light language quantum grounding activation just for you. This transmission will help you stabilize, integrate, and align with the new frequencies flowing onto the planet. Simply join my mailing list See the link that's in the show notes to receive instant access. Let's ground into the light together. This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast, Ascended Earth. I'm Monica. I am your host. And we have a special guest here with us, OrAhava Songstad, who is a trance channeler and as well as an animal communicator. And she also has oracle card decks with her that she does readings on, energy readings. So I would like to welcome you, OrAhava, to the show. Just so everybody knows that this is going to be a very special episode because it's going to be mostly in a trance channel message from spirit to us right now, as we need to know exactly what's going on with us and for healing and support and activation, you name it. So welcome, OrAhava.
Thank you, Monica, for having me. I really appreciate you and your time and holding space for this evening.
So
Thank you.
if you want to get started, I know that you're just going to get started with your cards and then you'll get into your trance channel when you're ready. And I'll hold space and ask questions, as they come along.
Great. Yeah, so we'll start out with some oracle cards, then we're going to move into some tarot cards and kind of see what Spirit is wanting to talk about this evening. So we kind of did some cards earlier, and one that came up was discipline and consistent effort and order. So more in a matriarchal way, if you will, more in a divine feminine way than a masculine, we need to get stuff done, kind of the discipline of taking care of the physical anatomy. And what I mean by that is not running a marathon. So coming into a way of going and getting a massage, going and getting acupuncture, things of stretching the body, doing more yin yoga, if you will, hatha yoga, and kind of taking the discipline to care deeply for the anatomy. And then consistent effort and order. So August and the Lionsgate Portal is great for more of a manifestation period right now with the 888 that we have going on. So really bringing things into a manifestation, into tangible results of what you're wanting to see for your beautiful life at this time. So yeah, I'll show the card that came out earlier for this. So very divine feminine and following the moon cycles as well. So moon cycles right now could be important for a lot of us, especially with the eclipse coming, and the new moon and things of that sort. So definitely by February, having more of the divine feminine coming into motion. So divine feminine in all of us, all genders. And then a change for the better with balancing out the matriarchy and patriarchy. So these are kind of some of the cards from a pool earlier. So we've got February's energy, divine feminine, and a change for the better with the butterfly. So kind of blue morpho effect, if you will, of change and transformation. And then we have the Two of Stones, so balancing things out right now. Balancing out your masculine energy, your divine feminine energy, and also developing ways of trust for yourself and trust for your higher self, and kind of seeing which direction you're wanting to take this journey, this new earth journey, this fifth dimensional journey that we're all stepping into, have stepped into for a while. So really paying attention of where you're wanting to go with this new earth and how you're wanting to create it for the whole, for the collective, not just yourself. So we're going to look at some energies right now as well and get a deeper read on the trance channel that's going to happen here in a minute. So we have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for stepping into a way of um, divine transformation with financial stability, home life stability, um, balance within the self, balance within life. Again, moon cycles are coming up out of this card as well. So we have divine wisdom, divine feminine wisdom also. So that's a beautiful card. And we'll get into a couple more cards here and then get on with it. So we have divine, seeking out information that will help you. Um, I do see a lot of ayahuasca in this. So sitting with medicine, if that's along the lines of something that has been calling you. For me personally, I am not sitting with any medicines, but some of you out there might be being called to sit with some sort of medicine that resonates. So this vine is very ayahuasca-like. That might be confirmation for someone. But seeking out the information that will help you with this divine feminine wisdom. Um, so, kind of going to your higher self and sitting with the downloads that are coming in for you during this time. And we're going to pull one more through the tarot and see what we're going to get from this. So, we have the Eight of Stones. All right. So, it's a very beautiful card, the Eight of Stones. So, planting the seeds, watching them start to grow and come into fruition. So working on the new earth, what we all want to see in the new earth together again, and working on the manifestations. So planting the seeds of what you're wanting to manifest, allowing those to support you during this time, um, especially over the 888 Lionsgate Portal that's coming in. So a lot of support coming in strongly during this time, being courageous. Um, Pun intended there. So yeah, being courageous, stepping out, doing something that is really going to catapult your dreams forward. So we can go ahead and drop into the trance. If you'll give me a second, please, to drink some water and wet the whistle here. How is that landing for you, Monica?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it feels very much like a divine feminine energy right now. A lot of the moon cycle, especially with a new moon upcoming August 12th, is going to be a solar eclipse. Um, so this is a time to really be balancing and disciplining us, ourselves, because the Lion's Gate is really pulling out everything out of us, whether we like it or not. That could be like, the shadow and the light. So everything is a balance when it comes to shadow and light. Um, so I would say it resonates. Um,
Good.
mhm.
All right. So I will take a few deep breaths and then we'll kind of see where we're going to go for the rest of our time. And
Mhm.
I'll just kind of let them take it from here. Hello to you all. This is Sheila from the Lemurians. It is an honor to be here, to be able to speak with you all this evening about the upcoming portal that you all are going to be stepping in if you so choose to do so. We are here to come with love, support, and peace. If you have any questions, Monica, we thank you for your time and we'll go ahead and allow for you to ask what you would like to hear about.
Thank you for being here with us. Such an honor. And what would you like to tell us about this Lionsgate portal that we need to know?
During this time, it is a wonderful divine support of energy coming in to help to heal Mother Earth and to heal one another, as well as to heal yourselves through a sense of excitement and joy and gratitude and play. This is not heavy energy, dense energy that's coming in. This is very supportive on a way of preparing your hearts for what is to come this fall, especially going into the winter of 2027 and the rest of that year. It is a great deal of excitement and new territory, shall we say, for the human race to be stepping into, working with us as the multidimensionals, if of course you choose to do so. For the Lionsgate energy, it is about courage to take the leap of faith in a way of following your highest passions and trusting that you will be supported in doing so, as you will be. It is also about the divine feminine, shall we say, lionesses rising as the males of the lions are supporting in a way of protection, divine sacred masculine protection for the divine sacred feminine to rise and take its place in the matriarchy. During the Lionsgate portal, this will be coming out, shall we say, more fiercely than ever as the divine feminine all take rise. So we will caution the masculine in a loving, funny way, if we may, to watch out. And if you are around women in your family or just women in general, there might be a, shall we say, spiciness coming into their field during this time, as they do have a great deal of taking their place back in the physical world, along with Mother Earth taking her power back and what serves her best, raising her frequencies and shaking off the parasitic effect of what the human race has done to her. She also will be coming in with the fierceness of shaking and moving out the energy that no longer serves her to come into what does, as will all divine feminine rising currently. We do ask that the masculine, the sacred divine masculine, take this job seriously, because what's coming is some of the most beautiful energies and healing energies this world and the human race has ever seen. And now is the time for the sacred divine masculine to protect the feminine while they take the matriarchy and balance it with the patriarchy. There will be a lot of healing for masculine right now. We do ask that you step deeply into this healing space and knowing that it is a safe space to move through a lot of, shall we say, lower frequency emotions. And this is a very positive, high vibrational place that you will be in to feel these lower frequencies and lower densities, working with the lower chakras to find a different balance for the masculine. There's a lot of love and support that the masculine can give to one another as well during this time. It is beautiful energies for the divine feminine to gather together in gatherings, events, groups, small groups at people's homes, outdoors, to come in and fiercely rise together in ceremonies, in ways of rituals, in ways of connection, and taking your sovereignty, power, and energy back as the divine feminine, coming together to receive downloads from your higher selves of the mission and what next to do. There is kind of a lull, if you will, in this space of the earth and time that it's in. And over this 888 Lionsgate portal that has already begun and will continue, these frequencies will help catapult this lioness fierceness of the divine feminine rising. So we ask that you all come together to support one another, to love one another, to see one another, to come in a way of non-judgment, to come in a way of authenticity, for holding space for one another's, shall we say, lower frequency vibrations, as they are needing to move past. A lot of people, especially feminine, are getting attacked by the darkness. And to be able to hold space for one another is a beautiful and much needed time to do this through love and compassion and understanding, allowing for people to be seen and heard and vulnerable so that they can move these frequencies out into a higher frequency of coming online, shall we say, for the mission. We ask that you come into these beautiful times, this beautiful portal, holding hands, hugging one another, touching one another in a way of understanding, compassion, and love physically, even with your hand on someone's back, giving them a hug if they wish. Touch is very important during these times to help with the nervous system regulation. So those that are more introverted, we do ask that you start to venture out little by little to at least be seen and heard and given a physical hug to regulate your own nervous system. And if you choose not to do these things, we ask that you lay on Mother Earth and you send her love and you give her a hug and you let her hug you back. It is very important during this time to regulate everyone's nervous system, as the frequencies will be shooting off during this time in a wonderful way, not in a fearful way. Would you like to ask any other questions, Monica?
I do, but I just wanted to validate something that I was feeling earlier, that whole lioness energy, divine feminine. I was really feeling it very strong earlier. So there's definitely that, fierceness going on with the energy, which feels really good. It's a sovereignty, reclaiming of the power. I'm wondering because so many people right now are talking about a 3D, 5D split. And what do you have to say about that?
That is why the energies are so strong right now through this Lionsgate portal, is coming more into the fifth dimension. We have been coming more and more as a whole of multidimensionals, as well as the humans helping. We are helping all of you come into this fifth dimension. Um, it is also more of a mindset, feeling the frequencies, accepting the frequencies, giving permission for the frequencies to help you rise in your own ascension, and allowing for the mind to understand that it is a way of a new world, a new mindset, kind of like a new home, a new attitude, if you will. Um, so Mother Earth has been going through her ascension and process into the fifth dimension for quite some time. And the humans are rapidly coming into the fifth dimension more this year due to the energies of the fire horse, the year of the fire horse. So the year of the fire horse mixed with the Lionsgate Portal and the 888 energies is going to catapult everyone into this new earth, this new mindset, this new home that you're all creating. And it does take a mental shift. So it's being open to new ways of seeing things, new ways of doing things, new ways of being, and letting the old fall away so that the new can come in and you can truly, tangibly experience this new fifth dimension. Would you like to ask any more questions on this topic or another?
Um, well, the question is, what can we do on the day of the Lion's Gate that will help us anchor in more of the new earth?
So it is about being in the present moment. That is the best thing that all of you can do during this time is to be with the energies, sit with the energies, meditate with the energies, allow yourself to talk to your higher minds, to your loved ones on the other side, to the angelic realms, to multidimensionals, galactic starseed families, us as the Lemurians, anyone that you feel in resonance with, or just simply sitting with the energies in silence, whatever you prefer, is how you are going to integrate these energies and allow for these energies to take more of a tangible hold on this new life and this new earth. So it is more about a divine feminine way of taking a deep breath, doing some breath work, coming into a meditation, taking care of the body, um, spending time with your community, um, in a soft, easy way where there's no time frame of anxiety and we have to go and we have to do and we have to go over here and do this and time. You're all stepping away and out of that. So the more you practice it, the easier it's going to be as it arrives. So we do ask that you all enjoy, especially the day of Saturday, this Saturday of the 8th. Enjoy your time, enjoy your weekend. If you are working, try, if you can, to go in late or leave early. If that's not allowed, then just sit in the energies when you can get a breath while you're working and allow for Mother Earth and all of us to love on you. Um, so it's really just about trying to sit in stillness and that divine feminine that we all have and carry, opening up to that, giving permission to your higher self or just to yourself or to the multidimensionals to come in and help your frequency rise. Again, it is about fun and celebration for these energies that started at the end of July and will finish coming on almost the second week of August. And we just ask that you all come into a frequency of love and laughter and gratitude, as we stated earlier. This will really help integrate these amazing, beautiful, very highly supportive energies and frequencies. Would you like to ask any more questions?
Just trying to understand because, like, well, I think you said it earlier, the Earth's frequency is really shifted. Um, and it seems like a lot, a lot of us are feeling it a lot more, especially the ones who are really sensitive star seeds. Um, what else, I guess, the Earth wants to tell us, in regards to all of this?
It's basically coming back into a way of harmony with yourself first, and with community second, and with the earth third. So coming back into resonance as a human race, as well as with the animals and plants, um, coming back into a way of deeper connection with community and supporting one another, not feeling isolated, not feeling alone, not feeling as though it is the burden for each of you to carry. It is the higher mind's job to support, and it is the community's job to take the support and make it more tangible, if you will, and ground one another deep inside of the earth that you live in. So it is a time of healing the earth and being, we would invite everyone to be a little more aware of um, what we all do on a daily basis that does not support her, and how to come into a way of deeply supporting her. There's a lot of brilliant people on this earth right now that are coming into a way of understanding new ways of healing the earth. Her frequencies are doing that very well for her. Um, but it is everyone's, uh, shall we say, loving responsibility as humans to also care for her. Um, Sending her love with having your bare feet on her on the ground is one way to heal her, literally by sending the frequency of love and gratitude for what she's given to us can start to heal her faster, and starting to heal each other faster as well. It is about being in a more present state instead of worrying so much about the future. When you come into a present state, the future is able to take care of itself. So sitting in the presence, you allow for the support to happen in the quote unquote future, to be more supported in the future. So we do ask that everyone come back into the basics of spending time out in nature, as you all know, grounding yourself, as you all know, coming into a way of love and laughter, excitement, joy, following your passion. These things raise the frequency of the human race, catapulting you into these more supportive frequencies and into the fifth dimension. You can go ahead with any questions.
I don't have any other specific questions, but I'll leave it open to anything else you want to shed light on us.
We do appreciate the term shed light on us, as that is what we all, as multidimensionals, as you, as the human race, are as well, coming back into the remembrance of the light body. This is the time for that. This is what the fifth dimension is helping, and the frequencies are helping, and the veil being lifted is helping all of you do, is coming back into the remembrance of who you are at your core, which is a light body, which is spirit. We all would like to say that it is a time of great change, more so than the human race has ever seen in the history of this planet. And we ask that everyone keep their hearts open to, if we can be funny, the strangeness coming in, the weirdness coming in of meeting multidimensionals, if you choose to do so, flesh to flesh, if we can use a term of the humans. This is a time of families, starseed families coming back together and remembering where we all came from, and remembering us as uh, the Mu people, as we will say. It is our time to come back into a way of being seen on Mother Earth, where we do call this our home as well. And we do ask that you just have fun with all of us that are coming, the 15 galactic races, us as the Lemurians, um, and others in spirit to support, show you a way of living in abundance in multiple ways, living in a way of true passion of the mission, living in a way of having plenty of time to do the things that you love, spending time with people that you love, um, learning new ways of the fifth dimension, the new earth. Um, yes, we could say it's more like a Hollywood movie of Avatar. It is similar to those movies, colors being more vivid and brighter, more love in your hearts, more um, understanding of where you all came from, understanding the history of the actual Earth. That is a gift that the Galactics will be giving um, once there are more of them coming in, quote unquote, the flesh to work with you all and be one with you all. You will start to understand um, the earth and how she was formed and what has happened on her planet. This will be a great gift for the human race to start to understand, as well as understanding the galactic races that most of you have come from. A great family reunion is what is coming if you would like to allow. With that, we send you much love, peace, excitement, and joy, and most of all, gratitude for allowing us to have time with you all to start to communicate in a different way of using platforms like this, even though we know most of you do communicate with us in your own way. We do appreciate a new way, a different way as well.
Thank
At
you.
this, thank you. And at this time, we do release.
So as you're coming back, I just want to say that, yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to the family reunion also. And it was interesting because I was talking about the Avatar earlier today with someone else.
Oh,
So
nice.
they brought that up in the channel. So I don't know how much you remember, but anyways, I know you're coming back into the space, but thank you for, taking the time to do that and share your message through you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always really fun and enjoyable to kind of feel their frequencies more and more as they start to come back in a way that we get to love them and learn from them and um, just yeah, like you stated, that family reunion, kind of come back into family with the Lemurians as well as other galactic starseed families in spirit, and really bridging that gap between
Mm,
the human third dimensional world to the new human fifth dimensional world, and all of our other multidimensional families. So it is very
mm,
exciting and going to happen rapidly. It already is, but more and more it's happening
yeah,
consistently, which is a great support. I think we all feel, and a lot of excitement with this time. So yeah,
yep.
thank you so much for having me on, Monica, and I really appreciate your time and your lovely podcast and all that you hold for the
Hmm.
collective as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would just like to say to the audience, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're looking for to get in touch with OrAhava, you'll find all her contact information in the episode notes. So thank you so much, OrAhava.
Great. Thank you, Monica. Have a good rest of your evening.
All right, you too.
All right.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field, sending you so much love.